Houston. Uh, uh, the loss last Sunday was somewhat disappointing. The team played pretty well. We still would love to put a few more points on the board. We had two bad plays on offense. You could say we had a lot of bad plays to a certain degree, but we really didn't. But we had two bad plays in which we turned the football over, and when both teams are basically fairly even with themselves, the name of the game is the team that makes the fewest bad plays going to wind up winning, and that's what happened. We had two turnovers and one critical 3rd down and 10 defensive pass interference, and I will say that was the name of the game. Although in earnest, I actually thought we caught the long pass with 40 seconds left in the game. We were already discussing what plays was going to run and when we were going to kill the clock and kick the winning field goal.
Questions, guys?
Coach, really quick, being that close, obviously there are no moral victories and all of that. I understand that, but is that help to keep the guys uplifted as you prepare to face the Roughnecks this weekend?
Yes. We, and I was telling Coach T-Buck about this. The team that started the first game and the team that was last Sunday, totally completely different. We're actually a better football team. And next week we're going to be a better football team than what we were last week. And you just can see it. It's we have different pieces, and everybody's learning each other's their pluses and minuses. But we're going the right direction. And eventually, and hopefully it'll be this week. If we ever get over the hump, we're going to be very difficult to deal with. And some ways we're flashy, and I'll love to throw the ball a little bit deeper as I like to, because that's the only thing I'm talking about. Let's throw the ball deep. And every time we present that, we will take 2 steps forward and making a big play, and we don't capitalize with it. We throw a unique pass that we normally don't throw. And then the very next, we run a lead draw and we block it wrong. If we block it correctly, the running back would have went straight up the middle for a touchdown. Then the very next play, we run the truck, and you cannot block it any better as it was. And I'd be doggone if the offensive lineman punches the ball out of his hand, and they get a fumble, and you just on the sideline, you literally want to slap yourself, but you say, my goodness, it's just. And I make fun of it. I say, one of these days, what we need to do is make certain that all the coaches and players wear 4D clover draws, and maybe we'll be okay. But we are getting better. I can say that with a very sincere face, and we are close. We had a very nice workout today. I mean, when I say very nice, it was high energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Last week we had a good practice, but it wasn't like this week. It wasn't like today. And I don't know what the difference was, but we really started looking like a football team today. I mean, it started looking like it. So I'm pretty excited about the way we're going to proceed on Saturday. Can't wait to see the Houston team. They're a very good football team, and they riding sky high for a lot of reasons. They're doing a lot of good things. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing them, looking forward to playing.
And a quick follow-up from me, Coach, that'll wrap up my time for sure. In the interest of the team continuing to get better and changing out pieces, I would be remiss, especially somebody who's covered this guy on the opposite side. What does Quinton Flowers bring to the roster here as he comes aboard?
Well, first thing, I made fun of him when I shook his hand, and I know him a little bit. He was at FCF when I was there. He has the biggest hands that I've ever seen in my life. And I was telling him, I told him, I said, the last time a hand was that big, I shook Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's hand. So he raised his hand up and I put my hand to his, and he had at least like this on my hands, I said that's un-American for a person to have a hands that way. But this is what he is. He's a football player, and he's a winner. And he's very excited about Jordan the Guardians, and we are very excited about him being part of the Guardians. Now, it's going to be up to me and Shane to see if we can get him up to breast on learning the offense. And heaven only knows, I would love to see him in the uniform this Saturday. I don't know if that's realistic, but I can always dream, And but he brings a lot to the table.
Can I just interject real quick, Coach? Did you say
Yeah.
4-leaf clover draws?
Yes, it's a 4-leaf clover draw.
I just want to be clear on that one.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, that gave me a chuckle, and I just had to mention it. All right,
He's a
more
week
questions.
ahead of schedule.
There you go.
More questions, fellas.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach Ford, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Coach Ford, always a pleasure to see you. When it comes to running the offense, since you're from the NFL, does it get a little confusing sometimes with the rules because you're used to doing it a certain way, and with the XFL, it's a different situation?
Oh yes, it does, and I mean some of the rules you have to adapt. But we were feeling good when we were in that 2-minute mode at the end of the game, and the only thing that we needed, I actually thought that we caught the ball on our sideline, and sometimes as a former receiver coach, it just baffles my head. Everybody say, "Well, the ball moved." I said, "That's horse feathers. If the ball hits the ground, it's completed. But if the ball is moving on a young man's chest, he has complete control over the football." And so we get a memo today saying that there was a catch and they ruled it wrong. My goodness, don't be giving the staff the fact. Well, when you're a young team and you're looking for that particular play that might turn the game around, and it doesn't go in your favor, I know those your breaks, but just like I was saying, and it might sound funny, we really do need to wear some 4-leaf cloth draws so we can at least get a break every now and then. And I'm not being critical of the officials and everything, because that is football. But when you are 0-3, or at that time you're 0-2, and you're looking for a spot to get the 1 and 2, and it doesn't happen, then you have to tell the team, well, next week we're going to have to find a way to win a football game, and we're going to have to find a way to be a little bit more, I won't say professional, but a little bit more consistent. That we need to take away the bad plays. We made so many good plays, and as a result, they did not show. We ran the quarterback draw, and we surprised them. They haven't seen nothing like that, so we surprised them. So all of a sudden, we get back to go to 1 point, and we having all this conversation, and my phone goes out to the quarterback. It's helter skelter, and instead of us just slowing down, taking a timeout, we run a play, and we ran a play, but we went the wrong direction with the play. So the chance of it being successful was, we really would have had to have 4-leaf close draws for it to be successful. But besides that, everybody on the sideline was still felt very confident that we was going to win the football game. And I really like that. I told the offensive unit, and I said that, that was the second time that I was on the sideline. And I said, I want you guys, I said, I know good and well we came up short, but I was very proud about the way you guys went professionally when things, it might have been a turnover or whatever. The guys was over there, hey, don't worry, we'll get it back. We'll get it done. They were saying the right things. They were really focusing on the sideline, making the adjustments. And we are slowly but surely coming around as a pretty good football team. And we'll see this Saturday. I'm looking forward to this Saturday. I really am.
Yeah, and that's a great point that you made
too. I mean,
go ahead.
Orlando did have nearly 100 yards more offense than Arlington. That's a point to be made there as well. Go ahead, guys.
Yes, but see the point, all that stuff sounds good, which is, that's an improvement. But we had 2 bad plays on offense, which we fumbled the football, and those things happen. But if both teams are fairly compatible, very even in a lot of ways, then again, I'm saying it this way: the team that makes the fewest bad plays going to win the contest, and we are close. We're just going to have to continue working on not shooting ourselves in the foot. When you look at the stats, you see 2 turnovers on the Guardians and 9 penalties. And on the other side of the ball, Arlington had no turnovers and they only had 2 penalties. And that is hidden yardage. And that hurts you pretty good. So we got some ways to go, but we're not as far off of what people may think we are. And we definitely are better than 0-3.
Coach Jeff Barnes from Team MBS Media. During your time in Dallas, you had a pretty exceptional tight end in Jay Novacek. You seem to have an exceptional one in Cody Latimer, who seems to be one of your most consistent playmakers on offense. Do you feel like you may need to lean on Cody more, since he is the proven playmaker right now this season that's shown out week after week?
Yes and no. But we need to, because he's right now demonstrating to be quote unquote the playmaker on offense. But if we just flat out just feature him all the time, we'll wear him out in mid-season. We need some guys to be, I'm not going to say Batman and Robin, but we need somebody else to make a play or two just to get him off pressure. I mean, we could very easily line him up certain plays, and we are almost certain that he's going to get double coverage. And if he can command 2 people, and we run the ball fairly decent, so to stop it, that's a 6-man box. That's 8 people. That's only 3 guys left. Well, we got more than 3 receivers capable, but we need one more guy to step up. I'm not talking about just catch the ball. I'm talking about catch the ball, put some dookie moves on somebody, and take it 40, 50 yards. And if we get that type of play out of somebody, and the guys are slowly but surely demonstrating that they might. I'm not going to call that his number, but I'm beginning to get impressed with him, then we'll be fine. But to answer your question, yes. And I'm going to go a little bit farther than that Cody, the way he's playing right now, should easily be on somebody's ball club in NFL. Easily.
Yeah, that's a great point. And to the 2 turnovers, I would kind of get your assessment on them, but what I saw on the first one was Jermaine Martin got hit pretty good, and the second one, it was kind of one of those things that just unfortunately happened. How would you describe those 2 fumbles? Are they inexcusable, or there is no excuse? It's a fumble.
Well, they are big fumbles, but see, the first one was a rookie mistake. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. You get the ball. You're not going to run a linebacker that's already outflanked you. So go on and drop your shoulder and go on and pick up 2 more yards. It's going to be second down and 2. But he tried to put a dookie move, and instead of running forward, he actually going around, and he lost ground. And in the NFL and XFL, these grown men chase you, and they come with a lot of force. So you don't even see the guy coming from behind you. So that's one of those learning experiences that he'll learn that, hey, on these particular routes, I'm not going to score on it, but go on and let me catch the ball, get as much distance as I can, and get below the hitting power. The sack one is somewhat careless, and I say it that way because the play was blocked extremely well, and he slowed down, and for the life of me, I don't know why he slowed down the play. It's not designed for him to set anything up. He just needed to hit it. Well, while he was slowing down and getting posture to see which way it was going to go, the offensive lineman is running to make a block and just punched it out his arm accidentally. It shouldn't have been that loose. But the bottom line is that sometimes you're going to have to learn how to hit it, and instead of trying to read, well, what it's doing, just hit it. Because if I showed you a slow copy of that particular play, the tight end just cut the defense in. The center cut the two technique. We pulled, and the tight end blocked us and sealed the linebacker. They only had two guys out there, the corner and the free safety, and we had two big bodies on it. They were just covered up. So he could have closed his eyes and ran the end zone doing the James Brown, but instead he was trying to feel his way. And again, it's no excuse for that, but that's what you get when you're a little young. Some things you got to learn, and the only way you learn it, you're going to have to experience it.
Yeah.
Robert, this is Matt Marshall, the Orlando Sentinel. I want to ask a follow-up question about Quinton Flowers a little bit. We've seen him here, obviously, when he played in college. He's a very talented and athletic individual. He played some running back, I guess, when he was out of college at some of the spots. How does his versatility maybe help you guys out when you get a chance to get him in the game?
Well, when he learns the offense, in which we're going to really try to give him a speed crash course, he's a very versatile guy. We will probably change the offense a little bit when he's the quarterback. But the funny thing about it, as you were saying, it's nothing wrong with lining him up and then play a little wide out and play a little running back, run some jet sweeps, and then have the capacity to throw head back passes, because he's very talented there. So he gives us a lot of options that we really didn't have without bringing in somebody else. So I'm real excited about it. They're offensive coordinators, you get us a few toys, we don't know how to act. But again, what he is, and I'm going to say this with earnest, he is a football player and he is a winner. And he's definitely going to make our football team better.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Coach Ford. And this is a fan-driven question. Now that you added Quinton Flowers, how does the landscape with the quarterback carousel look at this point?
Well, that's going to be very interesting. And right now, I don't know if I can give you a very accurate statement since I saw him at practice today. But I gotta admit, he ran one play that when he ran it, everybody on the sideline eyebrows bucked up. They said, "Oh my goodness, where did that come from?" So he's gonna cause us to do some, I should say, game day manipulating with our personnel, and I have no idea which direction it's going to go. You could easily see us in the future carry three quarterbacks and sit somebody down, because his versatility as a running back and as a wide receiver. So he can do a lot of things, but we first got to see if we can get him up to speed and learning the thing. And don't get me wrong, he learned a whole lot today about certain plays, and he ran some plays very easy that we put in today. So I am excited about it, and it's early in the week, but I told him, I whispered this in his ear. I said, we're going to try to get you ready, and heaven only knows most people would aim and focus on next week. Shucks, I don't know if I should not be aiming and focusing for the weekend. And we'll just see how that goes as the remainder of the week goes along.
Coach, by the way, I happen to have a pair of Clover drawers. I will wear them on Saturday just for you. Just to
I
get that out there.
appreciate that. I really do.
Any luck that we can get. Talk a little bit about Paxton Lynch's development. You seem to have simplified the communications a little bit for him. He seemed to be getting the plays in a little faster and being a little bit more of a field general on the offensive side of the ball. Talk about his development through 3 games this week.
He has gotten better every week. And you are correct in that we have not necessarily changed. We have changed the communication. What we did, we some of our words, because it's somewhat foreign to him, because we use a lot of digits instead of words and explaining the plays. So we put half of them on wristbands to all of the receivers and to the quarterback. And only thing that, especially the passes, that I'll just give them a code. And they look at it and line up and go get it. Some of the new receivers, we even put on their wristband the play, and then we put corner or post or slant in parentheses for him. So we have spent a lot of time trying to get all the players, and especially the new pieces, up to speed the quickest way we possibly can. And it might sound like it was elementary, and why would you want to do that for a professional guy? Well, we're just trying to win the football game and try to get them to learn the offense as quickly as we possibly can. And sometimes you have to think outside the box. And I actually somewhat proud that we did think outside the box. And it actually made the offense look somewhat more efficient.
Time for a couple more here before Coach has got to run to a meeting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Coach, one more for you. So far through 3 weeks, I think your biggest struggles when you look at the film come from situationals. Your game plan, it goes right down the field early. Your adjustments, you're finding ways to move down the field. But when you get in those certain key third down situations, or especially even on the conversions, you've had the issues with the conversions. We haven't converted one yet so far this season. I think that, so with the situationals, how are you trying to fine tune that to where your guys are able to extend drives or get the point after to extend the speed when you have one?
And the sad thing about it, we work at the point afters every practice. We probably spend at least, I'm going to say 2 periods of 10 minutes every day against our defense on the one, and we look like who struck John. And maybe I just need to call a better 2-point play than what I'm calling. But that last one, I cannot fault myself because we lost communication, and we should have called timeout. We was wise enough, we'll call timeout. But we went on and ran something. He ran what he thought he heard, but it went out. So he lined up, and we half the unit went one way and the other half went the other way, and it wound up being a bad play. But we really do have some real good 2-point plays. We just haven't been down there enough to do it. We need to get down there about 2 or 3 times, and then you'll see some stuff. You say, my goodness, they actually have a pretty good package. But so I need to work harder to get us down there. And I just, what you're saying is accurate, but I'll also would add that we need in our series to have at least one explosive play. We are a football team. We're not right now capable of going every time 12 or 14 plays, but we pretty good if we can go 8 plays or less. So if we can keep it in that area, we need not necessarily a big play, but we need a 20-yarder and a 30-yarder just to get the momentum, and then we'll figure out a way how to get the ball in the end zone. But that's what we are lacking. We're not one of these teams, okay, give us the ball, we're going to keep it 15 plays. Won't do it. We might do it one time in a game, but that is it. Don't think we are consistent enough to do it that many times.
And Coach Ford, they did say during the broadcast, to your point, that they felt as if the Orlando Guardians have not been aggressive. What are your thoughts on them saying that during the broadcast?
Well, sometimes it's a fine line. I would love, you think I'm kidding, I would love to cock the rock 3 times out of 4 plays every time. It'll be nice to do that if you could catch it or you can get a PI. But on the flip side, if the ball hits the ground 3 times and you only spend 15 seconds, then you expose your defense a lot. Or if you throw it 3 or 4 times and they bring a blitz, or they just beat somebody and you second down and 20, now you're behind the 8 ball. So I would love to tell you, I would love to throw the daggone ball every time and throw it short and medium and deep and show the aggressive. But sometimes you just say your feelings, but you need to be smarter than that. Now, but one of these days, that opportunity is going to present itself. And then the head man is going to have to tell me, hey, Dave, well, you need to back off a little bit, run the ball a little bit. And I'm looking forward to that particular day. I would love to say, I hope it's this Saturday.
Anything else for Coach Ford? We got to let him go here before long.
Coach, you're a gem. I absolutely love talking to you. It's the best part of the week is to talk to you, Coach Ford. Really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope that next week that it'll be even better, because I'm looking forward this Saturday, and I'm not completely yet ready to guarantee a win, but we're going to get after their butts. I promise you that much.
No, we're looking forward to it. And yes, I will wear the Clover drawers, even though it's ahead of schedule on St. Patrick's Day next week. But
I appreciate that.
Good luck this week, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks,
All
everyone.
right, guys. Thank y'all.
Take care, guys.
Best
TMI, Brian.
wishes, Coach.
TMI.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta laugh it up, boy. That I love him so much.